बट यूट्यूब पे तो कुछ दिख रहा है अभी. No, I can start, but in YouTube only that screen is visible. This screen is not visible. Yeah. All right. Now I can start, but in YouTube only. Good evening, everyone. All right. So my voice is clear. Can we start? Can we start? Right. So good evening, students. Good evening, everyone. Let us begin the session. How to analyze a mock CLAT. So I am Siddharth, and I will be taking this session. And shortly, ARKSS sir will also join me, and he will join me, and we will share our knowledge on how you can analyze a mock and how you can improve on your scores. Right. So I am keeping track of the chat box. Also, you can post your queries in the chat box, and I will respond to it. So let us begin this session. How to analyze a mock CLAT. So what are we going to do today? Our agenda for the session is first and foremost, we will try to understand what are the topmost concerns of a CLAT takers. What are your topmost concern when you take a mock test? So that is our first agenda, which we will be discussing. Second is, how can you analyze a mock like an expert? Analyzing a mock, that is very, very important. So that is the second thing that we will be doing today. And the third is how to increase your marks strategically. So for example, if you are scoring around say 90 marks, how can you take it up to say 115, 120, 125? If you are scoring around 50 to 60 marks, then how can you take it to say 90 and 100? So improvement of maybe 25, 30, 35, 40 marks, depending on what level you are right now standing at. So that is the agenda, and let us begin. So before we begin, let me ask you, you can type in the chat box, what are your top concerns when you take the mock test? What are your concerns? What are the difficulties that you face? You can type in the chat box. I will wait for your response, and then we will discuss the common concerns of the students, or the common concern that you might face, and I will try to give my solution to those concerns. Right. So I am getting the answer as speed, time limit, pressure of getting more marks, accuracy, time limit, bad score, time shortage. All right, to increase the score, time management. So most of the problem is related with time management and accuracy. I mean, I'm counting speed and time management as one part and accuracy as the other part. So these are the common concerns that all of you have posted, and several people talking about time management and accuracy. So let us see, let us see what are the common concerns. So these are few things that we listen often from the students, that they take mock, they take 2-3 mocks, a student taking 2 or 3 or 4 mocks, but then they see that their scores are not improving, so they lose hope, or they become anxious while writing a mock, getting scared of mocks. Okay, I will not write it, I will not take a mock. Why? Because my scores are not improving. So that is one concern that stops students from taking the mock. Now, are you losing hope? Are you anxious when you write a mock? It is very natural to be anxious when you write a mock. It's nothing, nothing. I must say extraordinary or something to worry about. That I am anxious while writing a mock. Anybody will be anxious while writing a mock. The bad part is, don't lose hope. I mean, just on the basis of 2 or 3 tests, don't judge yourself. Firstly, let us understand that first 4 to 5 tests, whenever you write first 4 to 5 tests, you do not even know what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. You don't know how to manage time. So definitely you are not performing at your optimum best level in the first 4-5 mocks. As you become used to the things, you start to perform better. So don't judge yourself just by 4-5 mocks. Of course, it is very important that after writing a mock, you need to analyze it. Don't get scared of a mock. Don't get scared of CLAT also, guys. There is no exam in this world. I mean that is too big enough to take extra pressure of that. I mean, you will get plenty of opportunities any which way. So please, losing hope and getting scared, throw these things out of the window. If you are anxious, yes, it is a natural thing to be anxious, but if you are well prepared, you should be confident that, okay, I mean that it's all right to be nervous in the beginning, but as you start writing the mock, that nervousness settle down and your preparation takes over, right? So this is another thing that we listen. And quite a common part, right? That after writing a mock, I always see that I could have scored more. Naturally. And if this is happening, then this is a positive sign. This is a hopeful sign that after writing a mock, if anybody feels that I could have scored more, that is a hopeful sign. That means I have the knowledge, but I'm not performing at my optimum level. So I need to find out a way that helps me to perform at my optimum level. Of course, there could be quite a few reasons, and I will be discussing those reasons also because of which you are not performing at your optimum level. I will be discussing that shortly. So if this is happening with you, no need to worry. Everyone says mock analysis is important. How does one do it? We will see it today. Our next part is how to analyze a mock. My mock marks are not improving despite hours of effort. What should I do? How many of you face this as a problem? My mock marks are not improving despite hours of effort. Why this could happen? See, it's simple thing. If you keep on repeating, or if your process remains same, the output will always be same. So it is quite possible that you have a fixed way of studying and you keep on putting effort in that particular manner, and that's why result is not changing. Let me elaborate more on it. So for example, I do not know what are my strengths. I do not know what are my weaknesses. I simply take up a class sheet and I start solving it. I start solving my material. I do not know to how much time I am taking to solve what kind of questions, which type of question I find easy, which type of question I find difficult. I simply solve questions. I solve a lot of questions. I study for 8 hours a day, but if somebody asks me what kind of questions you are good at, I have no clue. Then anything that come at the top of my mind, I say this is my strength. This is the problem. Hard work is necessary, but hard work in the right direction is something that is required to improve your marks. So our agenda today is, of course, to help you identify your strength and your weaknesses. That will help you to improve your marks. My English, GK, QA, legal, logical does not improve whatever I do. Again, same reason. So I keep on doing the same things. One of the fundamental mistake that I see students making is that they believe in solving thousands of questions from different material, hoping that things will improve. I'm not saying that that solving questions will not help. Of course, you need to solve questions. Of course, you need to solve question. But if you solve 100 questions and analyze them properly, that will be as good as solving 500 questions. So what as a student we do, we keep on solving the questions without tracking our mistakes, without noting down our mistakes. So next time the same question I commit same type of mistake. So solving number of questions may not help. Solving limited good quality questions and analyzing them will help. So focus on concept, focus on keeping track of your mistakes. How do I select the right sets in DI, data interpretation? So most of you would be giving, I think half the people give 0 minute to the DI part. DI part is the DILR part is the QT part we are talking about. So most of these students, half these students, I believe, give 0 minutes to the QT part, and the remaining half does, of course, solve. So how do I select the right sets in QT? So again, we need to know what type of questions we are comfortable with. Only then we can pick up the right kind of set. So for example, unfortunate instance, that is the last year CLAT exam had one question of QT which was wrong. So anybody who would have picked that question, it is unfortunate. You don't know. I mean, you can only understand whether a question is right or wrong after solving it, trying to solve it. So anybody who would have picked that question would have wasted 7-8 minutes time, and answer was not there in the option. So that is unfortunate. Of course, nothing can be done in such case, but you need to know what kind of questions you are able to solve. For QT, I will suggest everyone to be at least good at averages, percentage, ratio. These three quant topics, averages, percentage, ratio, very, very important. If you are good at these three topics, it should help in your QT. And then few basic type of graphs come: bar graph, pie chart, tabular data. Practice these kind of questions. What is the percentage change? What is the average across the years? Something, I mean, very, very simple elementary questions. I think everybody who has passed class 10th should score 5 marks at least. There are 4 to 5 very simple questions. How do I improve marks in each section? Again, same thing which we hear, which is a solution I've given. After writing a mock, what should be my next step? Your next step after writing a mock should obviously be analyzing the mock. That is very, very important. If you don't analyze the mock, then there is a problem. So we will be discussing how to analyze mock, right? So let us continue. I'm also having a look at the chat box so that I can respond to the queries. Right. Let us discuss the most common problem that I mean most of you have shared. It's time management. How to manage the time? How to manage the time in the in the mocks or during the actual CLAT? Very, very important. Now, why this is a problem? Because of one of these three reasons. You need to tell me what is your problem. Problem number one, and trust me, you need to accept that you have a problem. It could be possible that you have a problem which I have not mentioned in these three. So it's quite possible. But this is these are the common problems which I see. Giving too much time to any one section. This is the most common problem. Giving too much time to any one section, and that section is usually the legal section for most of these students. So they end up spending 50-55 minutes in the legal section. Some students even spend 1 hour in the legal section. When I ask, they say, no, I won't spare. I mean, we don't spend more than 40 minutes, but the analysis shows something else. So spending 50-55 minutes in one section is definitely not going to help you. So if you want to be good in time management, of course, you need to you need to move from one section to the next section once the allotted time is over. I mean, you can fix your own time, that how much time you will give to legal depending upon your strength or weaknesses. Giving too little time to any one section, and that is usually the section which is QT or the section which you leave towards the end. So the section which you leave for last, that gets the least amount of time. And the section which you attempt at first, if that is not GK everybody finishes in 15 minutes, I suppose. If that's if the first section is not GK, then you give undue amount of time to that first section. That is the second problem that happens, giving too little time. And the most common problem, one of the most common problem again, is hopping from one section to the other section. So I keep on jumping from one to the other section without focusing on solving at least a section properly. So 5 minutes I have given to legal, then I believe, okay, passages are very big. Let me go to the critical reasoning section or the logical reasoning section. I go to the logical reasoning section. I go to the logical reasoning section and I again find that, okay, this is difficult now. The first passage I see, it is difficult. I move to the GK section, and then spending 5 minutes in GK, I move to English section. Then I again say that, okay, entire paper is difficult. Let me go to legal. It doesn't help at all. You need to have some peace in your mind. You cannot hop from one section to other section. Tell me now, you can tell me in the chat box, how many of you face one of these three problems? Come on, guys. I'm waiting for your reply. Someone is saying problem 1 and 3. Second one. Okay. So receiving replies. All right. So if there is any other problem, kindly tell me. I will address that problem. If your problem is not in one of these three, then you can tell me what is your problem, so that I can help you in that. Okay, now I am receiving quite a few response. Great. Let me move to the most important slide of the of this. This is, according to me, the optimum time allocation that you should follow. This, according to me, is the optimum time allocation that you should follow. So English section Minimum and maximum I have mentioned, minimum 25 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. Now, when I say minimum, of course, if you're able to finish off a section of, say, English, the 6 passages, if you're able to finish that in, say, 20 minutes, then of course move to the next section. What I am saying is that if I have not completed that section and I'm moving from that section in 15 minutes, then that is not the right thing to do. So solving 2 passages and saying that I will not even look at the remaining 4 and moving to the other section because you are getting anxious that I'm wasting my time here is certainly not the right thing to do. So that is what I mean by minimum. And maximum means if these 30 minutes are over, whatever state I am in, I will make a move from that section. So 25 minutes to 30 minutes in English section, GK 10 to 15 minutes, legal is 30 to 35 minutes, logical reasoning again 25 to 30 minutes, QT 10 to 15 minutes. This I think is the optimum time allocation for someone who is good at, I should say average at all the 5 sections. All right. So this is the this would be the right strategy in that case. I will also like you to remember one thing. Your objective. What should be your objective when you attempt the paper? Tell me. What should be your objective when you attempt the paper? Your objective should be to see all the 150 questions and attempt those questions which you are confident about. I can't say sure because the CLAT exam involves a lot of subjectivity. So I can't say sure, but I am saying your objective should be to see all 150 questions and then pick up on those questions or attempt those questions about which you are confident. How waste of our intelligence is it that we are not able to see 30 questions in the entire paper, and out of those 30 we find that okay, 15 questions were doable. 15 questions were doable. So that is simply not the optimum utilization of the time, optimum utilization of your knowledge. So that is why having a fixed time for each section is very, very important. Of course, it depends on the exam day and the type of paper also, but we need to have something fixed in our mind that these 20 minutes are for English only, and I will not worry about what lies ahead in legal. These 35 minutes are for legal only, and I will not worry about what lies ahead or what has happened before this. This is very important for all of you to understand. Everybody has 120 minutes. Compartmentalize those 120 minutes into 5 parts. I have given what I feel is the optimum time allocation strategy. You can have your own time allocation strategy depending upon your strength and weakness. Of course, that is very, very important. And when you are focusing on that one section, do not think about what is going to happen in other section. That is very important. Now, many students do ask me what should be my order of attempt. I will suggest GK should be the first section. Why? Because my objective is to see all the 150 questions. If I'm able to see all the 150 questions and attempt those questions about which I'm confident, I should get my optimum marks. I mean, depending upon my preparation level. GK is one section that everybody is able to finish off quickly in say 15 minutes time. After that, you should attempt the areas that you are strong in. So for example, if my legal is strong, that should be my second section. If my QT is strong, that should be my second section. Why? Because I'm good at it. My whole objective is to maximize my marks. CLAT doesn't say that you have to get equal, sorry, you have to clear cutoff in each section. So since there is no cutoff in each section, I will try to maximize my marks. I can maximize my marks by focusing on my strong areas. That is it. Right? Okay. Now in the chat box, I see people are asking, do we get any time before exam to read paper? No, you don't get time before the exam. Those 2 hours include everything: reading the paper, filling the OMR. I mean, not your name wala part, but the answer filling in the OMR if the paper happens offline. then that is also part of 2 hours. You don't get any extra time for that. So of course, you know, if the paper is offline, then you can just turn the pages and have a look at the entire paper, that what is the paper like. Don't start solving from the first page itself. Okay, this is the passage, let me read. You can just turn the paper and see what kind of section each, what kind of questions each section has. It will hardly take a minute's time. Just scan. If it is offline, that is the way. If it happens online, then in the online also you will be getting an option. I hope you will be getting an option, because the usual TCS panel has that option of viewing the paper at one go. So you can view the entire paper at one go and just scan that what kind of questions each section has. So then you can also finalize your strategy on what you are going to do. Those 2 minutes are, guys, investment. Don't think them that it is a wastage of time. Don't be nervous. Looking at the entire paper will give you a belief that what kind of a strategy you can have to solve the paper. That is very, very important. All right. So whichever mode exam happens, offline or online, I will suggest that you can scan the paper once. It will take hardly 2 minutes time. Okay. All right. Now let us move to the next part, importance of writing the mocks. And I needless to say that everybody at this stage who is writing the CLAT 21 should understand that without mock, howsoever good you are, your preparation is incomplete. Mocks are the integral part of the preparation, perhaps the most important part of the preparation. I have never seen any topper or maybe anyone who has cleared any law school saying that the person has cleared it without writing the mocks. Impossible for that to happen. Okay, so what is, the mocks are very, very important. Now let us understand mocks and the importance of mocks. So CLAT percentile rank and scores of 2020. The first rank was 127.25 in the CLAT 2020. Now you should know where you stand right now. If I have to look at, I want to say get into top 3 colleges. So top 3 colleges would be around 250 rank. So last year 250 rank, if you see 100 rank in last year was 92.75 and 500 rank 88.75. So just in those 5 marks, lot of bunching happened, lot of grouping happened. So I would say for example, 90 marks in the last year CLAT exam would have fetched you 250 rank in the last year exam. So I need to know how many marks I have to score in mocks to aim to my dream colleges or to aim to the top NLUs or any NLU for that matter. I need to know that. And how can I know that without writing a mock? So that's why mocks are very, very important, right? So if you look like rank number 1, 127.25 and rank number 10, 104, difference of 22, 23 marks. Then the next 90, difference of 12 marks. Next 400, difference of 5 marks, 4 marks. Next 500, difference of 11 marks. So you see how the clubbing happens as we move down, right? So mocks are important because they tell you how much distance you have to travel to reach your destination. I remember listening to the interview of All India Rank 1 last year. She wrote all the CL mocks, all the sectional tests, all the topic tests. Last year, she wrote all the tests, not once, but twice also, I believe. Because the sectional test and topic test, if I remember remember from her interview, she said that she got it reset and took the test again. So taking test is very, very important because this tells you where you stand right now. All right, now how to analyze a mock, right? Very, very important. So most of the time we simply keep on writing the test, but we do not analyze the mock. Now, if I don't analyze the mock, I will never come to know what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses. Where should I focus more? Where should I focus less? I will never come to know. So analyzing a mock is very important. And this is not an easy task. It sounds easy, but I was a student once. I know that nobody feels like, why will I solve this question again? I have got it right in the exam. Why should I solve it again? I have anyways left it in the exam. This question was difficult. Why should I solve it again? That question is always in front of us. But I tell you, this is very important for you all to do. So what kind of analysis is available to you in your CL aspiration account? Of course, you get your overall scorecard, your overall performance analysis. That is one part. Then section wise, you can look at your performance analysis, how you have performed in English, GK, legal, logical, etc. What was your accuracy? How much time you gave to each section? And the most important feature that not many students are using is drill down analysis. The drill down analysis is something that will help you to understand what are your strengths and weaknesses. So many times students have this false belief, and this is with everyone. Even I think I believe something else, but my performance in test may be something else. So for example, a student may believe that he or she is good at legal. Fine. So how are you good at legal? What makes you think so? So students say, sir, I get 30 marks every time. So 30 plus is my usual score. All right. How much time do you give to that section? So 45 minutes. So 45 minutes made 30 marks lana. Is that a strength? Is that a strength? Most of the times we always focus on one aspect, that is how many marks I am getting. Let me focus on other aspect also, that how much time I am taking to get those marks. So 45 minutes, 30 marks is not strong, but not weak also. I will say it's good. It is good, but you can improve your performance. Why don't you think of bringing that 45 minutes to 40 minutes? So drill down analysis is very, very important for us to do. All right. Now, this is what your overall performance analysis looks like. So, for example, we have picked up a overall score of 99.7 and rank 24. Look at the scorecard. This is just for illustration purpose, that this is how the scorecard looks like. So somebody getting a score of 17.5 in English got 85.2 percentile. Current affairs 29, legal reasoning 34, logical reasoning 17.5, and QT 1.75. QT score looks less, 1.75. Okay, so let us move ahead and see the detailed analysis of this student, or of this scorecard. So this is again overall percentile. It tells you what score would have fetched what percentile, right? So for each section that is available. So you can see that suppose you are scoring 20 marks, and in 20 marks your percentile is 80. You can through this graph you can see that if you would have scored 24 marks, maybe percentile would have 95 or 96. So those 4 marks there is a difference of 15-20 percentile. Of course, it changes for each test and each mock, but just giving you how this works. All right. Now, this is selection and accuracy, individual question breakup. What we were talking about is the question breakup of each section. So your performance also shows you this. I hope you all have seen this screen before. If not, then please start tracking this. So what it says is that in section number 1, 8, 18, 19, 20, these question 8, 18, question number 8, 18, 19, 20, 21, they were of the easy category, and I got them right. So green color is the correct one. So the best part about this student is the rank number 24. You know what is the best part about this student? The selection of questions is bang on. If you see, 100% accuracy in the easy questions. And how many easy questions are there across the section? How do we see easy question? It depends upon the overall accuracy. So for example, 1,000 students have attempted the question and 70% got it wrong. So since 70% got it wrong, we will say this question belongs to a difficult category. Only 30% got it right. If 70% get it right, then we will say it belongs to easy category. Now the best part about the topper or the 24th rank holder in this test, if you see, there are around 9 questions in the English section which many people got right, which we are calling it as easy. In the entire paper, if you look, there would be around 45-50 question, it looks like, which falls into the easy category. And this kid has 100% accuracy in the easy questions. Brilliant. Look at the easy to medium. Even in easy to medium, the accuracy is very good. And difficult questions, accuracy is not good, but then that is difficult question, so that is acceptable. So that this kind of analysis tells me where I am missing vis-a-vis other students, where I am lagging vis-a-vis other students. I need to know what are others doing properly and I am not doing properly. So one thing to remember, you cannot miss out on easy question. Easy question accuracy need to be 90%. So if there are 50 easy question, you need to get 45 of them right. Of course, while solving the test, you cannot do that. You can come to know only once you analyze the test. But we do not analyze. So we do not analyze. We don't know what kind of questions people are finding easy. I can't be running behind the people in the easy question. I have to be, if I want to be in top 3, I need to get a very high accuracy in the kind of questions which usually everybody finds easy. Now look at the section 5, which is the QT. Nobody has found the section, any easy question in that. So that there could be 2 reasons for that. One reason is, of course, that the QT section had all the difficult questions. The second reason is that very few people attempted. Now, since very few people attempted, the accuracy and I mean, we cannot get the right measure of the level of the exam, right? So this chart helps you to understand where you stand with respect to others. Each question has been demarcated as easy, easy to medium, medium and difficult. So please pay attention to that chart next time you analyze your mocks. Now coming to the again, as I was saying, this is the question wise analysis. The question number 1 of English section was, say, inference based. I got it wrong. My net score in this is minus 0.25. 73% people attempted it and 13% got it wrong. Got it right. So since 13%, only 13% got it right. This is a difficult question. So if you see in your aspiration account, this kind of detailing is available. It tells you what kind of questions people are finding easy or difficult. And of course, I can also compare where I am committing mistake. So for example, question number 3, fact-based question. I committed a mistake. I got it wrong. Fact-based question, I got it wrong. But 53% of the students got it right. So that was easy to medium level, and I got it wrong. So I need to go back and check what was there in that question that made me commit that mistake, which most of the students found is easy to medium category question. I need to work on that. So your easy to medium questions are the question wherein you need to work. This tells me, if I again look at say question number 5. So question number 5, I got wrong. Almost 50% of the students got it right. So I again need to look at what went wrong there. And when I'm looking at it, I need to keep a note of it. You can bookmark the questions also if you wish in your aspiration account. Question number 7, I got wrong. No issues. 11%, only 11% got it right. Right. So this kind of analysis helps you to understand what type of question you are getting wrong. Trust me, guys, many times we have a false belief. We believe that I get inference type question wrongs and fact type questions correct. This tells me something else. This tells me something else. Out of the 7 questions, there were 5 fact-based questions and the student got 3 wrong. So our belief and the actual performance varies a lot. please focus on the what statistics is telling you rather than assuming that what you are good at and what you are not good at. It goes on, and this is for the QT section. Look for this, the top, I mean the 24th rank person, 137 question number, 61% got it right. I did not attempt. Question number 140, 50% got it right. I did not attempt. So it tells me that there were quite a few easy to medium type of questions which I did not attempt. Again, I need to check that. Continues. You look at the 140 to 150, none of the questions were attempted. It clearly means that there was problem in time management. There was problem in time management, or there was lack of willingness. I do not want to attempt QT. Come what may, I will not attempt it. So that could be the other reason. But if you look at the rightmost column, there are quite a few blue here. What does the blue tell me? Blue is my easy to medium. For those, I mean, very few students might have attempted it. It's fine. Very few might have attempted it, but even those who attempted at least some question, 50% got right. Then there are questions even 3/4 of the students got it right. So that must be easy to crack, and I'm missing on those things. Please check if this is happening with you also. Please check if this is happening with you also, right? That is the drill down analysis, as I was talking about. The most important aspect, drill down analysis. What does the drill down analysis of the test tells me? This is for individual mock and overall mocks also. So here we have picked up for the individual mock. That is one mock. Overall mock drill down analysis is also available, which tells you that till this point you have taken 10 mocks. In these 10 mocks, there were say 5 questions on arrangements, and you got all 5 right. So I know that I'm good at it. But there were 100 questions on critical reasoning, and you got 50 of them right. So I know that I have to work on critical reasoning. So that overall analysis of topic is also available. Each topic is also available in your aspiration account. Make good use of that. This is what we mean by the analyzing the mock experts way. Right now there are some statistical indication which tells me how good or bad I am at a one particular thing. So if I look at the elementary mathematics, I have attempted bar graph. There were 5 questions, did not attempt any. CLAT 5 questions, did not attempt any. Pie chart 5 questions, I attempted 3, got 2 right. Right. So this analysis tells me where my strength and weaknesses lie. Not in the one mock, but if I look at the overall drill down analysis, I will definitely get a true picture of what I am good at and what I am not good at. So for example, in the English section, if you see, there were 3 questions, main idea questions, and I have got all 3 right, but there were 17 fact-based questions, and I got only 58% right. Now we are supposed to get fact-based question right. I need to work on that. What am I missing at there? I am missing at some factual information given in the passage. Maybe I'm reading passage too fast. Maybe I need to go back and check once before I answer the question, before I mark the question. I don't know. So that is how you need to analyze mocks, guys. Very important. Okay. The last part is how to increase your marks strategically. So I suppose you have another 45 days left, at least for the exam. No one knows when the exam happen. This is my assumption. It may happen in 30 days. It may happen in 2 months time. Let me say you have around 45 days time, we need to score or improve our score by 20%, 25%, 30%, depending on where we stand. Of course, I have shown you the chart also with respect to what happened in last year CLAT, All India rank and marks. So you need to you can focus on that also. Okay. So these are the 2 things: attempts and accuracy. You have to maintain a right balance between attempts and accuracy. For me, first thing is accuracy. But that doesn't mean that you need to attempt 60 questions and get all 100% accuracy. That will solve no purpose at all. Solving 60 questions and getting 100% accuracy is not solving the purpose, because you will not get any law school. Much better than that is to solve 120 questions and get 80% right. So solving 120 questions and getting 80% right will get you 88 marks. 88, no, 90 marks. 90 marks you could have got last year 250 rank. What I'm trying to say is that you need to have a fine balance of attempts and accuracy. According to me, considering last year's level, this is very important. Last year CLAT level, somebody who has attempted 85% of the question with 80% accuracy would have definitely done good. So that should be my agenda. I can't attempt 70 questions unless paper is very difficult, of course. I can't attempt 70 questions and think that I will crack top 3. It is not possible, guys. Top 3, howsoever difficult exam has happened. 2015 was the most difficult CLAT exam. I think the cutoff for top 3 was 112, 113 marks, something of that sort. Maybe around 110 for top 3 out of 200. So 55% of the marks, even in the most difficult CLAT that has happened for top 3, right? So attempts and accuracy, of course, accuracy is the most important thing, but I cannot attempt less. I need to attempt a minimum degree or minimum number of questions to stay in hunt. That depends upon the paper also, that what kind of paper is coming. So can't say that this is the best. I'm just saying that according to the last year's paper, the 120, 125 questions with 80% accuracy is good. How to increase the attempt? You need to prepare a time chart. Section wise time analysis is important. That will help you to improve your attempts. Time management, as I have suggested, that the table I showed, that minimum and maximum, this much time you can give to each section, that will help you to improve your attempts. You need to have discipline in writing the exam. By discipline, my thing is, what I'm trying to say is very clear, that 25 minutes are over, I need to make a shift from English to the next section, or 35 minutes are over, I need to shift to the next section. That kind of discipline is required. You cannot have your ego coming between your performance, actual performance, and the what you have actually what you are performing on that particular day. For example, you like legal, but that particular day legal section is very lengthy. So you need to decide that once 35 minutes is over, you need to move. You cannot say that every time I score 35 marks in legal, today it's not possible that I will attempt only 30 questions. See, if you are so good in legal, you score 35 every time, and on that particular day you are scoring 30 in 35 minutes, you need to understand that exam is difficult, that section is difficult. You need to make a move. Discipline is important. Now, when you writing, when you have completed a mock, you need to analyze what the plan versus actual. What was your plan and what actually happened? That is very important to note down, that you planned 35 minutes for legal, but you finished it off in 40 minutes. What went wrong? So next time you can make amends for that. Where have you wasted time? What caused you to waste the time? Very important for you to note this down. To prepare a time chart and make a note of these things. Maybe you can do it for 5-6 mocks, and even preparing for 5-6 mocks will help you. Make your heat map better. We will come to this. What is heat map? So this is what I'm just giving you illustration of plan versus actual. So for example, I planned that I will give 30 minutes to the English section, and I ended up giving 33 minutes to it. I ended up giving 33 minutes to it. So for the first passage, when I saw the passage, it was lengthy. I said that, okay, it will take 8 to 9 minutes time, but I ended up giving 11 minutes time to it. So this kind of map, I mean, see, you cannot, when you're writing the exam, you cannot make a note of everything. I'm not saying that make note of everything when you're writing the exam. After you have finished the exam, try to recall what happened. And as far as your memory helps you, please write it down. I'm not saying that you need to be bang on with each thing. So I don't remember what happened. It's perfectly fine. But your intent should be to note down, at least mentally, that, okay, the ticker is at 120, right, when I'm beginning. Now it is, when I've attempted the first passage, it was showing me 114 something. So I will say, okay, I have taken 6 minutes to solve the first passage. When I finished the second passage, it was showing me 105. So that means 114 say 105. I have spent 9 minutes in the second passage just saying that part, nothing more than that. Just try to remember. If you can remember it, fine. Whatsoever you remember, just note it down after the test. And of course, how many attempts and how many correct you have got. So that will help you to analyze your time in a more deep down manner. Right, guys? So we have now ARK sir also with us. ARK sir, hi, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that I couldn't join in a little early, but you continue, Siddharth. I'll just take over after you finish. No problem.
Right. So I was just at the time analysis part, plan versus actual of QA. So you can perhaps add, you can start this, and I will add my point of view in this section, sir.
So very clearly, what I would like to say here, and welcome to all of you. I'm sorry that it's 45 minutes that I had to join late. When you want to increase scores, you need to realize where have you gone wrong. If you don't understand that, there are two ways of it. One, you have not even attempted. Two, you have attempted but got it wrong. I think is a very, very important part of your analysis itself. In fact, Siddharth, since you are using it, can you just go back to a couple of slides that I showed for one of the students? Just go back to slides, one more slide. I'll just tell you which slide. Just go back to this slide.
This one?
No. Keep just going back. Just 1 second. Now I want to look at this gentleman, this student. I have wantedly picked up a very good student. This student has taken the quantitative techniques section. He has given hardly any time in the exam. And look at it. He got 2 corrects, 1 wrong. If I go to the next part, he has not attempted anything else after that. Pie charts he has picked up. Bar charts he has not picked up. If I go to the next slide, Siddharth.
Yeah.
You can see, just the last slide. He has not picked up any of the bar charts. He has not picked up any of the caselets. What I am asking you to do is something very simple. Look at, I'm just taking, so now let's go back to the time versus analysis part on the slide that we were in just now.
Yeah.
And this template will help us to really grow your marks by nothing less than 7 to 8 in each section, and it could go to 10 also. So we were talking about here. We know that, okay, there could be one data set in bar chart. There could be a data set with the help of caselets, or a data set with the help of a line graph or a table or a algebra based or a numbers based, something of that sort. Please analyze, and analyze not for 1 mock, analyze for the last 5 mocks. There is something which I call that you need to analyze the last 5 mocks of CLAT, for example. And 2 things. How much time did you spend? If you can see the previous student, he has got a 97 plus percentile, good rank. But what he did is, his time that he should have spent for quantitative techniques, he has spent in either a legal or a GK. Now I know what students say. Sir, don't you think it is obvious that I am good at legal, therefore should I not maximize my score there? Isn't it the most sensible, obvious, automatic statement to make? But have you thought about it really? Is it really that? If you are really good at legal and there are 40 questions or 39 questions or 38 questions in legal, you should finish that in 33, 32, 35 minutes. The moment you are saying that I need 50 minutes or 45 minutes for doing 38 questions, you are definitely not that. It's only a red herring that you have more corrects there, but the time per question that you're getting right is much more than 1 mark, 1 minute. Please understand, you have only 120 minutes to go. You have only 120 minutes to go. If you attempt 38 questions in 50 minutes and get 31 right also, you might be feeling extremely good that you have got a good score in legal, but in the process, you are not doing well. And the guy who goes to an NLSIU, the person, the student, the girl who goes to an NALSAR, a girl who goes to an NUJS, or a boy who goes to an NLU, or whatever that is, whichever NLU that we're talking about, what they do, the toppers do correctly, is they more often than not, make sure that the easy questions in each of the sections are taken care of. I am still not saying that all questions are easy or all questions are difficult. Even if you are bad in quantitative techniques, if you are bad in, let's say, logical ability, or not bad really, not so good in logical ability, you're not so great in English. Mind you, one thing very, very basic, that it's okay to lose 2-3 marks there, but without expanding the time available, but giving for all the 5 sections of CLAT respectable time. I'm sure, Siddharth, I hope you have covered broadly that they have to do that. They have to.
Yeah, I have given the time management part, what you should do, covered that.
You have to not just look at the time management, be disciplined in your time management. That is the most important thing. Many a reason why people fail in an actual exam is not because they are bad. I keep using this word. I'm sure, Siddharth, you might have used it in some other context. Jijo sir uses in context. I use it. I call it the my potential score, or the ARKSS score that Jijo sir calls it all the time.
I call it the optimum score. My optimum score. Yeah.
So each one of us has a name, and you have your name for this. Are you reaching it? And if you're not reaching it, that means there is more work to be done. Yes, the exam is getting postponed. Yes, you don't even know when the exam is going to happen. Yes, you know, you have another 8 weeks to go and 12 weeks to go. You don't know how many weeks to go. But if you are doing the same mistake again and again, if you're not improving speed in any area that you have not improved in the last, let's say before May, then I think you are not doing justice to your exam. I think that is the most important part of the analysis, and that's the reason why I want analysis. And analysis is, this is one mock. Can you do this for 5 mocks? Put one after the other, like this. Let's say LST 59, let's say LST 57, LST 54. You know, all the CLAT mocks that you have looked at, the last 4 or 5 mocks. Look at what you have done in quantitative techniques alone. If you have given time between 5 minutes to 15 minutes in each of them, and you look at your scores, you will understand where the problem is. Many a time you want to get somebody to give you a solution. The solution is in the data, the information that you can get from this data. Similarly, the marks in English also that we talked about, or legal also. For example, you talk about legal. I'll give you one more reason and how you can improve marks. So I will, Siddharth, it's okay. Can I take a couple more minutes on this?
Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah.
So one important thing that I'm going to talk about, one very, very important thing to talk about is, let's say, can you give me control of this by any chance? Is there any way in which I can use
I will definitely try.
By any chance, I can use the control kuch de sakte ho? I'll tell you why I'm saying so, but otherwise also I'll be able to speak about it without too much of an ado. Now let's look at bar charts. We just showed you for a student who did not touch the bar chart. If I look at the overall drill down analysis of that student for bar charts, you will find that the student has never touched bar chart. And this is LST 57 I have taken after writing 15-20 mocks. After writing 15-20 mocks, you are still the 21st mock also, you're not attempting bar charts. Iska matlab kya hai? What does this mean? It means you have not put in effort. You are okay to be a 97 percentile. You're not looking at a first rank. You're not looking at the top 10 rank. And that is not acceptable to anybody who is even at 60 marks right now also. Don't bother about 60 marks right now. Did you by any chance show that rank and the scores?
Yeah, sir. I have discussed all these things, that the student has not attempted the QT section and bar chart perhaps never touched. So all those things I've covered.
So the only way to improve is not that there are no, you need more mocks. You know, lots of people say, I want to write one more mock and the third mock and the fourth mock. I say, what will you write my writing mocks? Nothing will change by writing only mocks. I'm not saying don't write mocks. We said importance of writing mocks. But before you write the next mock, identify every one of the weaknesses that Siddharth sir would have already told you. And that is where I thought. And for example, bar charts. I'm just going back to that bar chart. In the last 30 mocks, whether it's AILET mocks or any of these mocks, you would have realized that there are at least 10 to 15.
I'm taking that bar chart one, Nagar sir. Don't worry.
Yeah. So this is the drill down analysis you will get.
This is the bar
person
chart.
has not done. So in the drill down analysis, you will see it. If you look at it, that this gentleman or a lady has not even touched anything on it. So look at last 10 mocks or last 15 mocks. Only pick up bar charts. Don't touch anything else. Sit on a morning, spend 3 hours only on bar charts, 10 bar charts. Let each bar chart take you 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Don't bother about it. But don't get out in a day, work for 3 hours on this. Do about 8 to 10 bar chart questions with 5 questions each. Leave it. 2 days later, again take another 10 from the mocks, from the previous mocks that you have run. And another, now you will be surprised that you can do this in 2 hours instead of 3 hours. Because each question, you can do it in less than 10 minutes. And once more, another 2 days later, just the bar charts, improve upon it. You will see that you will finish the same 10 in almost something like 60 minutes, or it will take you less than 5-6 minutes for each bar chart. And why? Because there is a huge amount of familiarity which has come in because you are seeing the same kind of questions. You don't have to see newer questions. In the exam, you are going to get nothing new. You will get exactly the same, similar kind of things that you have seen in the mocks. Let me take one more example before I kind of go to the next part. One very important example. Let's say legal. Let's say you're getting 30 marks. And you know that you can get up to another 5 marks more to go. And the topic or the area which you are not getting well is the constitution. Or it could be family law, it could be contract, it could be XYZ. The last 50 odd mocks that you have done, the last 50 odd mocks that you have done from CLAT, AILET. Lots of people say, sir, CLAT, mujhe AILET nahi karna hai. Are you crazy? It's the same area. So go back to the passages which cater to only constitution. If constitution is a problem and that is not giving you full marks, even if it is giving you 5 out of 7 or 5 out of 8, I am saying there is a scope for increasing that 3 marks. And how will you increase that? Very simple. On a day, if I'm sitting for 1 hour, for legal, I will pick up 10 legal passages from my legal section of the previous mocks and only of constitution. So you need to do some effort, of course. On the drill down analysis, you will get it, or you can do some effort on this also. But do this for 1 hour and just do legal constitution-based questions, constitution-based passages, 10 of them in 1 hour or 12, or let it take 1.5 hours. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the time. The next time you write a mock or the real exam itself, you would have looked at all the mistakes that you did, all the issues that are there, all the coverage of it from these 10 things. Any nuances, any you would have done mistakes also, right? You would cover them. Don't only look at mistakes, look at all the corrects also, all the things that you've got correct also. By doing in this manner, one topic called constitution, you can increase by 2 or 3 marks, not more. Contract law, you can increase by 2 or 3 marks. Family law, 1 or 2 marks. Intellectual property rights, maybe 1 mark. As the exam comes in, you will see that one single topic you can increase by 6 to 8 marks at the bare minimum, even if you are doing very, very well. And those of you are doing only half, let's say out of 38, you are getting only 19 or 20, boss, you can double the scores. You can double the scores. But From now onwards, we are on June 11th. The exam, I don't expect it to come before August for sure. Maybe after August 15th. So a bare minimum of 9 to 10 weeks that we have. Each day, don't waste your time writing mocks. A lot of people think of writing mock after mock after mock. Don't bother about it. Spend a little time figuring out all the weaknesses that we discussed. Now, over the next 1 week, work on where you have gone bad. And only like whether it's constitution, I told you, bar charts, I told you, it could be very specific type of business kind of questions. So for example, in English, business and economy passages keep coming in and you're not good at it. So what? You can work on those things too. And that is where you will be able to get marks. There is something which I want you to do, which is called the heat map. If you can just go to the heat map part of it, Siddharth. Before I think we are almost at the end of our session. Another 5 minutes I'll take. I'll just take, and then we will open it up. This is something for every section. There are 5 sections. In your accuracy analysis of the mock CAT, of the mock CLAT, you will find which ones were easy, which ones were medium level, which ones were difficult level. You can see that we have shown you that. You have to check how many have you attempted and got it correct and how many of you have not attempted. If you can work on this and make sure that every easy question and every medium level question you attempt and ideally get it right. Forget about getting the difficult questions, attempting or not attempting it, getting it wrong also. You can get nothing less than 100 marks. And 100 marks will get you into absolutely any NLU almost that you want. And if you get 90, you will get into an NLU for sure. Whatever the state you are in. You are even at 30 marks today, 40 marks today. You're thinking, I lost all my hope. Yaar, kuch nahi aa raha hai. Don't worry about all that you don't know. You know, if you start thinking all that you don't know, there'll be so much. Instead, you look at one topic, the weakness topic, one topic, work on it for 5 days. So in each section, work on one topic for 5 days. Then write a mock. Then another topic for 5-6 days. Then write a mock. In the next 8-9 weeks, in each section per week or even for 2 weeks, for every 2 weeks, in every 2 weeks, you increase one increment in marks. 1 mark increment over 1 full week per section. 5 marks on an average. Of course, those of you are already getting 100 marks. It could be for every 2 weeks, 1 mark. But for those of you who are in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 1 mark per week per section. That's all. Improvement. 5 marks you can improve. 9 weeks to go, 45 marks you can improve. You will be surprised. I'm not kidding on this. People have done that. Every year people do that. 9 weeks are there at least at the bare minimum right now, starting today. There is no tomorrow, guys. Starting today, you plan and you can increase by 45, 50 marks. And if those of you are already at 90, don't think that you're going to stagnate there. Can you think about a 120 and get that first rank? Can you fight for that first rank? Yeah, there are 100 other people are fighting for the first rank. You could be the one. I think that is what I want you to do. Next. This is where optimum score that we talked about, or the my potential score, that is when you will get your potential score, gentlemen and ladies. That is what boys and girls you will get. The potential score of what you should have got versus what you actually get. My bet is there is a huge scope for anybody, even if you're getting 120. Can you think of 130? Over the next 9 weeks, every week, 1 mark among the 5 sections, which you are, it is elusive. Somebody is getting 110. Can you make it 20 more marks? Somebody is getting 100. Can you make 20, 25 more marks? If somebody is getting only 40, 50, can you increase by 45, 55? You will be closer to an NLE. I think that is what we are discussing seriously here. You want to say something more here on this particular thing? You already talked about it, right?
Yeah, I've talked about that.
And last one, what I think you should do for June and July, I've just put it here approximately. 1, ensure that you can experiment your mock strategies even now, the timing and the order. If you have already done that, great. If you have not done that, you can still do that. Second, don't, while I will tell you something, Siddharth sir will tell you something, your friend will tell you something, your friend's friend will tell you something, your senior will tell you something. You need to figure out what is your strategy. But in that strategy, one thing is important, that you cannot leave a complete area thinking that in 4 areas I'll get 120 marks. That's not going to happen in the real exam, because in the real exam you will get tensed when you are leaving it out. So it's a psychological exam also, guys. It's not just a aptitude exam. It's not a legal, logical English or a GK exam or a QT exam alone. It's a mental aptitude exam. You know, the anxiety that we talked about in the very beginning, Siddharth sir we talked about, that you don't want to lose out. It is that strength that you need to have to not lose out kind of things. And how will you do that? By ensuring that the weak areas are developed even in the 9 weeks, whereas the strength areas, you don't lose out on that. Okay. So for weak areas, I told you, don't have to look at anywhere else. Just look at the mocks, the questions from the mocks from the same area or whatever you have done. And strong areas, revise what already you know. You know that you know this, because you know, every time you see this again, you become better and better and better. And last, the mocks that you need to do. This is what I've said. We will give you another 4 or 5 mocks of CLAT. Lots of you will have more mocks that are available. 6 mocks is all that I want. Every 15 days, 1 mock is more than sufficient, according to me. At this stage, as far as CLAT is concerned. AILET, in every 1 month you do 1, because it's similar. SLAT, unfortunately, is going to get over soon. So we are coming out with 2 more mocks quickly. There are already the 3 mocks available, the new pattern mocks. Take it and finish off, because July, I think 10th is the exam, if I'm not wrong. If it gets postponed, then we will look at it. But if it is not getting postponed, 3 mocks that you can pick it up. MHCT, nothing has been informed. So we will come to that when we'll come to that bridge when, and cross the bridge when it comes, kind of things. But what I'm saying is, in the next 2.5 months, you don't need to take, 10 weeks, 11 weeks per week. The more focus is in improving that 1 mark per area, rather than writing too many mocks, is my simple contention. Look at what Siddharth sir has said about how to time yourself for the for the 5 sections in the 2 hours. Be disciplined in there. I think you will be able to make it very, very well. That's what, Siddharth.
Yeah, I will like to add one more thing, sir, how they can improve the section-wise marks. So guys, all of you, if you check your aspiration account, now you have flexi mocks available with you. That is till mock number 50, I think it is available. It will be made for the other mocks also, it will be made available. So if you are weak in, say, English, you want to focus on that part only. So you can once again take the sectional test of English for each of the mock. So that will help you to focus in a particular section. So rather than taking mock number 1 in its entirety, you can take a section that you feel you are weak at. And that is going to help you to improve that 1 mark per week that sir is talking about. That is one thing that please make good use of it. As I told, I remember the interview of All India Rank 1 last year. She made good use of it.
Absolutely right.
So yeah, that is it from my side, sir. I have already spoken a lot of things about
very nice. That's, I think we should stop it right now. Wish you all the very best. I will say we will come back to you on various strategies, mock discussions. This is my email ID, arks@careerlauncher.com. Siddharth sir says siddharth.mehta at siddharth.mehta at careerlauncher.com.
Yeah, careerlauncher.com. Yeah.
Siddharth, double D, that is siddharth.mehta at careerlauncher.com. Please do write to us. Make CLAT 2021, AILET 2021 or SLAT 2021 count for you. We are at LST, the CL-LST. We are there for you to help you out. We are continuously trying to make sure that whatever workshops needs to be done, we will come out with those workshops to the last moment, if required, be the last mile. Classes will be there also. But the best thing is, whichever center you are from, wherever you are, make sure that you keep in touch with your faculty members. They are the right people to help you. At an all India level, we will continue to ensure that whatever is needed for acing your exam, making your exam easier to crack, that is what we are committed to do. Thank you so much. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, guys.
Dev, we can stop it right now. Live also stop kar sakte ho. Thank you. Thanks, Siddharth.
Thanks, sir. Bye.